Hey everybody, it's me Chris. I'm back in the kitchen and I got a really great recipe for you today. I'm making homemade manicotti. Not only is it my wife's favorite dish, but it's also something that I grew up with and something that's been in my family for the holidays as a pasta course for at least 40 years. So let's get started. We're going to start first with the filling. So I got here some ricotta. I got about 3 cups of ricotta, and I'm going to just put in some fresh nutmeg. I'm going to grate about maybe a pinch. I want to add a pinch of salt and some fresh cracked pepper. Okay, and I got here some mozzarella. I cubed it up about a 1/4 inch cube, and I'm going to add in, I guess I could use this all. It's about 1.5 cups. All right, I'm going to start to mix this up. All right, so I started mixing my filling. I'm just going to add some fresh grated, this is pecorino cheese. You could use Parmesan. And I want to add about a good 1/2 cup. All right, so in addition to the grated cheese, I want to add some fresh parsley. So I'll just shave a little off and start chopping. Okay, my parsley's good. I wanted to get a nice fine cut on it so you don't get any big pieces of stems in your filling. And I'm just going to give this a good mix. Alright, so my filling is really come together. I mixed it very, very well with my spatula. And now I just want to give it a taste. Make sure the seasoning's right. And it tastes really, really good. And I'm going to add my egg now. So I always taste it before the egg. You don't want to eat raw egg. I'm just going to mix this up. And I'm going to fold in the egg, and that's going to help to bind it and help it puff up a little bit when it bakes. And once I get that mixed, I'm going to set it aside and we'll work on the crepes. Alright, so the filling for my manicotti is in the refrigerator, chilling out. And now it's time to make the crepes. And this is exactly the way my mom used to make it. It's very, very simple. Some people get fancy with melted butter and milk and seasonings. This is as basic as it gets, but I promise you, if you make it this way, these will be so tender, they'll just melt away in your mouth. They're absolutely delicious. So look what I got. I'm going to put them right into this mixing bowl with a pouring spout so I can pour them right into the pan. I just have 3 eggs. And for every egg, you're going to add 1 cup of water and 1 cup of flour. And that's the recipe. So I got 3 cups of water. I'm going to pour it right with the eggs and just give this a little mix. Just to get it started. And I'm going to add my 3 cups of flour. Okay, and now I'm going to just use my whisk and keep mixing until this comes together into a nice batter. So you'll notice when you get this mixed together, it's very watery. It's not like pancake batter, but that's okay. I'll show you how to make one of the crepes. So just a hot pan here. I'm going to put some butter. And here's really the only thing you need to know about the technique is you just want to spread this out as thin as possible. Start on one side of the pan and let it just fall down to the other side and spread out into a nice even shape. So that's only going to take about a minute on one side. So you can see it's already set up. It's only 60 seconds. So now I'm going to carefully come in and flip this and let it cook for another 30-40 seconds on the other side. Alright, so my first manicotti shell or crepe is done. And I'm just going to put it onto this plate and I'm going to make the rest of them. And don't worry about stacking them because you use the butter so they won't really stick together. And one of the things I remember about in the holiday time, my mother used to stand at the stove and make these, and she didn't even use a spatula, she used her fingers. She just flipped them and she'd crank out about 150 for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and that's how many she had to make. So once I get these done, I'm going to show you how we get them ready to bake in the oven. Alright, so my Manicotti shells are ready to go. You can see how great they came out, these beautiful light crepes. And you really, if you're making a lot of these, you want to use a couple non-stick pans, get 2 going at a time. And you can see how delicate they are. So I'm just going to lay one down and I'll show you how we fill them. So I got my mixture over here, but before I do that, I got to put some sauce on the bottom of my baking sheet. And you could use any kind of sauce. A meat sauce is great. This is my grandma style sauce. You get the recipe on my channel on YouTube, and it's really full of flavor. I'm just gonna coat the bottom of the pan. Okay, that looks good. Now all I gotta do is take some of my filling, and you want a generous amount, but you don't want to overstuff it. So I think that's enough. And then I'll fold it over, and at this point you can smooth it out, press it into a nice cylinder shape, and then we place it right into the pan. And I'm going to fill the rest, and I'll show you how we finish it off. Alright, so that's my last one, and I ran out of room in my baking dish, so I got another little casserole dish here. So I got 3 extra ones on the side. These are really large Manicotti, so I usually make them smaller, and I put them all in a big sheet pan, but you can do it either way you want, large or small. Now let me show you how I top them. Just gonna take some sauce, and this is my grandma's sauce. You can see those big chunks of roasted garlic, and I want to cover the top completely. Alright, so I think I got enough sauce here. Okay, I got my my oven preheating at 350 degrees, and that's it. I'm not going to put anything else on top of here. You can put some mozzarella on top if you want to make it like a Parmesan style. You could add some grated cheese, but I don't put anything. I'm going to put them in the oven at 350, uncovered. I'm going to bake them about 45 minutes to an hour, and we'll be ready to try them. Alright, so my Manicotti baked for 45 minutes, and we're ready to try it. I'm going to take them out of this small tray so I can cut it in half. I want to show you the filling. And you can see while these baked, the sauce got a little bit darker and got some caramelization. It's just going to add some flavor there. Okay. Let's grab a spatula. And hopefully you could see that filling. So we baked them just long enough so that the filling would cook through. It doesn't need to go any more than that. And I'm going to finish it with some fresh grated cheese. And there you go. Now all I got to do is try a piece. And you can see the crepes are very, very tender. It just melts away in your mouth, and it's packed with flavor from the sauce and the filling. You get a nice burst of that cheese, the mozzarella. It's really unbelievable. You got to try this recipe. The holidays are coming up. You make this, you'll be a superhero. Hey, thanks for watching the video. Don't forget, look for me, Chris Smith, under the description, Di Giovanna Family Recipes. Subscribe to my channel. Thanks again.